campo. It would have to be an overnight event, obviously. It could be a drive-by event, it's not that far. And there is a roadway, so you can literally drive right up to it. The only issue maybe is the crocodiles.
Yeah, I'm going to be saying something about crocodiles.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the stories I've heard of crocodiles in Florida. But
Swamp is behind me, and you could hear the alligators and crocodiles barking in there and walking through the swamp.
I don't think they're terribly numerous there.
But
you only need one.
Just run zigzag.
we have to walk 4 miles to come to the train line.
And there's no crocodile repellent.
The only thing, you see, the key thing is you have to remember the crocodiles, you just need not to be the slowest.
Or run zigzag.
And wading in their territory, not the other.
Well, I should say the only direction you could run to is the open ocean, and it's not like regular beach. It's like, you know, here's the rocks and then there's the drop off, and it's, you know, huge waves. I mean, I almost thought they were doing surfing over there because it's literally surf level waves. And it's, you know, the trade wind's literally carrying. That's where
So
we get
did you
buffeted
come out
by
of
the
your
trade.
car when you went there? You just stayed in your vehicle?
We hiked there. We walked the entire way. Yeah. So from the bus stopped at the sugar oil factory, and we walked several miles through along the coast, wrapping around to the. So again, the directive was just keep your eyes open. You know, this is something.
Yeah, we're going to have to discuss that one. Because keep your eyes open.
But we can drive there in the bus. That's what I'm saying. The bus eventually came right to the spot. That's when I realized, okay, so it's maneuverable. It's not any rough road like that. You need like an SUV or any kind of, you know, truck. No, man, it's doable. So.
As it relates to crocodiles or safety in general, we could carry some portable fences with just like some wooden posts and chicken wire or plant terraces or that kind of thing.
That
You can make a boundary.
Well, the area is pretty broad. That'd be a lot. That'd be a whole truck of equipment. I'd say, you know, adequate lighting
No, I
and
just like
sentries
a
watching.
boundary.
Because the seaside, there's no way a crocodile's coming through the ocean. You can't do that. But towards the other end, let's say to the back where the
You guys know.
That's I mean, you know, you go into a park, like a, you know, a gathering or a viewing, you know, you have to push to make space.
I think with Newcastle is the roads.
The woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have road in the dark where they're badly roaded on the side. So flat territory is always appealing. Yes.
I guess like, you see the thing about Newcastle, because they're up and above some of the hills and small, the views will be.
Oh, you probably heard that Dorian names died.
Yes.
To
We did. Very soon.
She was just last week on the TV.
Yes.
She seemed to have just left and going to the hospital.
Yes. Shooting star.
Very honest description. Very honest description. Right. So, other matters arising. So, hotels. Yes. Updates.
Sorry,
Updates.
didn't happen.
Alright, so it's not happening. It's Jamaica Inn. Jamaica Inn. So the director was off the island last time we spoke. He, came back to the island and said that they're willing to support presenters going to talk about astronomy, but the presenter was more focused on the singular. Yes, on the so like this capital presenter, and
You want me to take a crack at it?
So
yes, I'll forward it to you,
Yeah.
because given that
This
two of you, given that the two of you did this last time, you have more experience with the exhibition side of this.
So can I compare for emotional support?
For what?
Emotional support.
No, it's not
Well, it's really
it's
different
not
two
you
aspects. It's how much they're willing to take on to have this for their guests. And it's a little bit of a sell because this is new and it's novel.
Yeah.
They have the genesis of the idea, right? But when they see it play out, that's when it's like, fishing, you get the small fish often before you catch the big ones. And they start coming. So this is what we did for the Reach Academy. And such is again, we're cutting our teeth, we're sharpening the program, and we're now have a body of material. I'm just not able to take that, most of it, but that's the idea, to be able to put together a package to let people understand that this would be probably the most appealing thing they could do for their guests,
Yeah.
because it's something unusual
It's
that
unusual.
most people don't get an
And they're not
opportunity,
even
but
across
almost
the
everyone has an
country.
interest, yeah.
So could you just explain what that was about?
We're trying to put together a show, if you will, an astronomy show, more than just the telescopes, but sort of a presentation of space and the evolution of the universe that we can tailor from 6-year-olds to whatever age. So it's something I already started with the Scouts in the States, and I did here on several occasions. And a member of teacher at Reach Academy asked if we could do it for the kids, for our kids, and we executed that here. So we've already proven the case. It's just a matter now of refining the show even more, and then making that be something that we can execute at hotels. And then through that, raise revenue, generate interest and support, maybe get the press to buy it, once we get enough of it.
So I'm just updating because some of us would prepare for some of the things. But moving forward, they are interested. I'm going to forward the emails to you first.
And I'll send to the PR team.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
go over the fine points.
Exactly. So CCSO. But they are excited and they are interested. There is one other person, I think the director of the what was it? I'm trying to remember what it is. UEHARP. Don't know.
We'll have to get you a size for the outfit. We dress up in Star Trek stuff. You see me wear it at the event, right?
I am clever. I am not.
He doesn't want to do it.
I'll be Counselor Troy. I don't know about her outfit.
Wrong universe. Wrong universe.
I think it's a great idea. It's exciting for people to see that.
Alright.
So yeah. So we're supposed to be planning an event for someone on UV campus who heard that we have an observatory and wanted to take a 12-day observatory.
Oh.
Exactly. So yeah, word is getting going, but again, keep you updated. I think they want to do. The staff wants to surprise the director with a night under the stars and something astronomy. So I will keep you posted. And if anyone's free to help.
You know what? Now we should really put some gas on the transparency projection thing. I have a film that can be put on either piece of Lexan or plexiglass that with a projector angle at 45 degrees gives the appearance of the image floating in space. And with this we can make a sort of a pseudo, projection system that would, planetarium if you will, if we suspend it high enough. And it would be totally, kick-ass.
I got a quote.
And I have it already. It's just a matter of laying it. It's just something you lay on, like you lay on your phone. The glass on your phone.
Yeah.
The plexiglass, I think it's a 316 sheets of plexi is about 8 grand, but it's about 8 foot by 6 foot.
Okay.
How does that compare to the
I have to get half about the dimensions of the sheet. It's fairly big, big enough. I'll check back with you on that.
Okay. Because if we can get that,
And it's in what you call it, HDTV dimension. Was that 16 by 12 ratio? What's that ratio?
16 to 9. 16 to 9.
HD. Okay. Yeah. 16.
Because I'm looking at Uri's night. Most of the planets are in the morning, and
Can we do that all night? It's a Friday, so we can, stay the. It's a Friday.
Why? Somebody need to tire on that. I feel like the stars came close enough to just.
I don't know, can borrow the people at the zoo till Saturday morning. That would be a hard sell.
Mr. President,
Yes.
you did anything about the SGSC?
SJC? No, we discussed it, but we nominated, we discussed
Yes.
nominating nominee.
You were nominated.
Oh, really?
Yes, man. Yes.
Yeah.
As a spot, but we don't know what until the other two spots. We have to find out if they're still.
No, they're not.
They're not active.
No, they're not. They're not. It's up for us to nominate someone.
Mm.
Dominique said she had some concerns about workload. But
Wait,
I'm sure
define SGC, what's that?
we
The
had-
student.
We spoke about this.
Yeah, but like.
Just keep on doing what you're doing.
That's people throwing you under the bus. I'm just letting you know. But it basically means they will be Jamaica's representative for matters relating to youth, space, and astronomy.
So basically, what's
So big
happening? Wait, is
It
there
means it's an official title, which means that you'll be local contact for matters relating to space. Space is a big word.
Come on, I'll be back in.
Use is a big word. And astronomy. Astronomy is a big, so those are
We're
three
getting an
words.
astronaut suit.
Mary, it also means that the one thing that I'd be concerned about is that as the rep, it may not allow you to travel, to get funding to travel to conferences and events that you may want to. That's my one concern.
So wait, you
What
have
may not get?
No, because as the rep, when they contact her about opportunities for local people,
Yes.
local enthusiasts to travel, to go to an astronomy conference or a workshop or a summer school, her job as the rep is not to go to all of the events
Yes.
on behalf of her country,
Yes.
but to pass on information.
Yes.
I don't think that they'll have a problem if she's the only person available.
Who would have the
Not
problem?
me.
But you're talking
SJC
about the funding for her to go, that there'll be a problem with that?
The problem may not necessarily be the funding, but that the rep's responsibility is to disseminate more than to participate.
No, but to be able to disseminate, she has to go and get the information.
No,
We
but that-
wouldn't want to deny her that opportunity.
Well, I'm
She
just
go
looking
and
at it
join
from their
youth.
point of view. No, it's from their point of view. Because as the rep, so when they'll put out a call to say, for instance,
Well,
there's
the
a
last
stranded
time, they selected 2 people, so
We can
I was wondering
But I'm
if
confused.
we could supply the 2 people. From the
So why did they limit the age?
Why the limited age?
Yeah.
Because it's a youth thing.
So
Yes.
one youth has to sacrifice for the other youth? That doesn't make sense.
I
So
don't
you get what I'm
know.
saying? I mean, it's
Solution.
something where
You
somebody's
get the older
delegating.
youth and you
It
put for
sounds
the
like,
younger youth.
Older youth and younger
We
youth.
can get a young at heart and
Yeah,
put
you
then
know.
you know.
You might be
Yeah,
like,
we should- I mean, I think it
I think they,
but you should
it
be
comes from the
penalized
UN,
as a young person.
the UN, because of the UN's definition of youth. They have a thing where I think it's 18 to 35 or 35 and under or something.
What ages. But I think that they should at least rotate it. If they had 2 people, they could rotate it, but to deny her that the
Right,
great
yeah, that's
opportunity to go and to experience that, that's
Mhm.
part of her reward.
Well, you see that ideally they want someone that has, it's an odd thing, because our last SJC was someone who heard about astronomy in Jamaica and decided of his own free will, his own volition to go nominate himself. And he was chosen because he was the only nominee. In that case, and he did serve, he served with us. And usually they don't want someone that has experience and has been to the events and gone to conferences and now is serving to, like I said, disseminate information, serving to invite people to take up the ranks and to join the push to spread astronomy locally. But
You
that's
have
fine.
to build capacity though. You have to build capacity in those persons that go and be, and she looks like a good ambassador.
Which one? Well, I mean,
She does. She's enthusiastic. She has it. She has it. So
And
just
the-
find a quieter youth then that doesn't want to travel.
But it is a point for consideration and the nomination. No, I'm not a nomination. And like you said, remember Earl said you have me nominate. It's not really like you have a choice, we're just letting you know that,
I don't mind as long as it's actually.
The SGS.
So you're going to get an
The
email.
SGSC is a very active organization. As a matter of fact, most of the connections that I have made is through them, Mark Arnold. And most of the addresses that I have that people that send me things, like SO South America, they send things to Stanley's office, I think, and I don't know what they sent recently. What I have is the last lot of things. I've got some pictures and things of the establishments that they have down in Chile. And they're planning to build the big 39-meter, the extra large telescope down there now. And I think they're about 8,000 feet up the mountain, but people don't realize that the Andes are actually higher than my Himalayas, But people climb the Himalayas easier. although you don't think of anything could be easier than that. But in South America, you cannot climb up to the highest peak because it is too treacherous. And that's why, but they have a lot of equipment down there. We wonder how the Astronomical Association, the International Astronomy thing, was able to garner so much money. Because everything is over $1 billion or $2 billion. They don't talk, they talk in astronomical figures. they don't do anything. Even to get a truck to carry up the mirror and all that. It's a massive thing. The truck can only travel at about 2 miles an hour. You could walk away and leave.
So,
No, could I just, quickly, I don't want to type.
And they have about 60 antennas there for radio telescopes.
So, yes, you want to go ahead?
Okay, so just a quick thing. You guys know I mentioned several meetings ago the idea of partnering with other departments on the university, especially chemistry, to sort of add quality and volume to what we have to offer our invites that I guess in the future. And I saw the possibility for doing stuff with chemistry. So, again, teaching people about how light is used as a tool to discern the composition and nature of the stars and planets and so on. So as such, I contacted, we got together and linked up. So I guess if you could speak a little bit about, introduce yourself of course, and speak a little bit about what your group is doing under chemistry first. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Inka Brown. I am a lecturer here in the Department of Chemistry. So our group is not a formal organized association, but it is a group of chemistry lecturers who are interested in outreach. Right, so we've been doing small events, we've done small activities. What we were hoping for, or what we're trying to do, is to have some large activities in the summer. So there are certain aspects. Chemistry is not as well received as other disciplines. Physics and biology get the limelight and all of the love and appreciation. But we wanted to introduce chemistry to persons and in a fun, interesting, hands-on sort of way, particularly starting with the younger ones. We think they may be more receptive to activities like that. Right, so that's really where we're working from.
Okay. So my particular interest again here is to see where we can collaborate and lend assistance to improving it again as a part of the overall push for science in Jamaica. As you know, that's my interest. And I think you found out about this, some of this stuff with Campo Condom, is that correct?
Right, so my friend, I think, hikes with the
Hash House Harriers.
Right,
That's
and I
right.
guess she got to speaking with you,
Right.
and she knows my interest in
Right.
science outreach, so she's the one who kind of connected us to,
Right.
have a conversation to see what you are really doing, and if, I could lend support
Right.
in that area.
And to give a little background, the Hash House Harrier group I didn't know about. It was the hike to the same lighthouse that I was talking about some of the stuff I was doing, and she came up to me with her husband, and they started asking questions about what I was doing. They then later followed up asking me to help them host a hash at Campo Condom, the location there. So that's how that ended up happening. And then they mentioned you, and that's how we all come together this night. So I see, again, this is the idea for chemistry came up before. Again, any of this, linking with chemistry, to use that as something to enhance and enrich some of the presentations we do. So what I'm envisioning is, say, us thinking of some way to present the, spectral light analysis of chemicals, akin to like sprinkling salt in a fire, showing that color, explaining how that, how that happens and why, from a chemical standpoint, and then introducing the idea that this is something we observe every day in the type of street lights that are the sodium vapor lights. So they have that orange color, that's why other lights have different colors. And then explain whether you can figure that out for a light right next to you, you can extend that to the universe. into different topics. So using that as maybe something to start with, and then seeing how we can build from that, as a way of also building modules and programs for the museum at Camp O'Connell. Because again, the idea is to have a permanent science museum there and figuring out what we can do to present on a daily basis to children who come to visit, things that tie into their everyday lives, but are science-based, and get that interest with science.
You said sprinkling salt?
Yes, if you sprinkle salt in a fire, and everybody's familiar with this, it changes the color of the flame.
Yeah.
And that's the electrons jumping out and then jumping back and releasing very specific quantum of light. Yeah.
You didn't pick up the on ice.
Say this again?
Putting salt on ice.
Okay. Oh.
You know that the salt erodes in.
Oh, to the person.
Oh,
of
the
melting
right, the
point.
chemistry of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, right,
that's the
right.
chemistry.
Change the
But if you take a cube of ice out of your fridge
Yes.
and you put it down and it starts to melt, you just stick some salt on a string and you just put it on this rest the string on it and sprinkle the salt on it and you can lift up the cube. It freezes right away. So
I just wanted to go back to what he said, because I think that an educational component to our meetings would be very interesting. We've had one with the mathematician who came, and we've had a few. But if it was sort of scheduled, and then some of these presentations could also become the means of a fundraising thing where the public might be interested in some, larger presentations, because I think the educational component is fascinating. And you said that most people don't know much about chemistry. They think it's way above them, but it would be a way also of exciting interest in that. And then, I don't know whether you would say every other meeting may have guest presenters or something that would be scheduled and would be an educational component of our
You've
group.
literally taken the words from my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, this is some of the things I've been saying to enrich the meetings.
Yes.
To have some component of it be this educational,
Yeah.
modules that people can come
Can
to.
come.
Each
Yeah.
meeting increase their knowledge.
Yeah.
and understand.
And the other thing that you said, I don't know how it works, that thing that you have that can be shown in a room like this. For those,
The transparency.
yeah, for those nights when we have, the atmosphere is too foggy for us to see
Right.
anything.
cloudy nights, we
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
it.
we cloudy nights. Then
Right.
we have something like that say keeps us,
Right.
in sync.
Well, I'll tell you this, I have every documentary released on space, science, physics, chemistry, history, etc., that I've been curating since the 80s. Multiple terabytes. Sorted, it took me months just to sort it. I can't swear to it, but I'm almost certain that I'm not the number one. I'm in the top 5 in the world for that volume of stuff. That is what has educated me through the years. And I've held on to that stuff and upgraded it. And the old science stuff that's been replaced, looked at that out as well. So I have that online available. I linked Nathan and Dominique into that as well, because you can view it online. Of course, it's copyright issues and etc. So something to discuss. But I do have it.
Yes.
And if maybe we can use it. So,
The other fascinating thing is the history of all of this, which I think Errol had started telling us about people in Jamaica who were linked in with the observatory in Scotland, university, and so on. But recently I read a book on Galileo. I just happened to pick it up. It's called Galileo's Daughter, and it really was the story of his letters between his daughter and himself. And of course, that the Pope put him under house arrest, and he was actually brought before the Inquisition for his belief that he believed the Copernican model that it was the Earth that moved around the sun and not the other way. And this stood for hundreds of years as a banned concept in which the church actually could have had him put to death for being a heretic. And what I couldn't get over was that it stood even into modern times. It's just a short time ago the Catholic Church agreed that it was the earth that went around the sun and not the other way.
What amazed me is the Catholic Church has one of the biggest observatories in the world.
Yes.
No, but
They didn't support.
No, but they didn't at the time, and even
Right.
after it was proved in modern times, it took them a while. But the the interesting thing that I found out about Galileo is that, of course, with his invention of the telescope, he was able to see the sunspots on the moon and a lot of things that we now have fancy telescopes to see. His thing was rather simple, and he came to a lot of the conclusions. So the history of what we're doing, and even how it relates to people and our concepts here on Earth, I think that's also something that's educational,
Right, the
which
stories.
we could include in our meetings.
Yeah.
I mean, what you told us about that, the Jamaican who sent the telescope to Scotland, I have the paper to give you
Or
back.
as we recently learned, the Jamaican girl who was the lead for demoting, or part of the lead team for demoting Pluto.
Yes.
And as well as
Yes.
doing research on the binary star
Yes.
systems.
Yes.
Yeah, she was very serious.
Yeah.
She never had to look in a telescope,
Oh.
but she sat down there and she worked out all the things for the winking demon.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is a star that people were looking at and wondering why it was looking like that. And she saw where it was transmitting stuff from one star to the next. No, when I say a star, not a planet.
Right.
You see, and the planet was just giving up its material to the other star.
One
So
capitalizing
all that is taking kind of points, you know.
Where is she?
Wait, she's
Right now.
No,
she
she's
died.
She died. Oh.
She
Yeah, I'm
unfortunately.
going to interview her. She's
I
in New
need to
York,
get that
right, you know?
information.
And well, I will be interviewing, what's it,
hello, Bobby.
Bobby. Because there's some people here, yeah, they have a lot to say.
But could you interview
Yeah.
her children? Like the children?
Oh, her kids?
Yeah.
Our kids are in the States,
We're going
but
to-
we,
I'm in the
I
States.
have
You can pass them on.
Yeah.
Bobby.
And we're
So the
interviewing
Greeks
you
are-
on video.
Huh?
Video that we want to do of you. For talent in Jamaica, anyway. We talk about that.
So, Dr. Brown, which,
Okay.
in terms of Dr. Brown, yes. How do you arrange these outreach meetings so far? What's been the format, structure, timing?
It's pretty ad hoc. So it's usually like if someone asks for something. So sometimes someone will ask for a chemistry themed birthday party or whatever.
Chemistry theme,
I
birthday.
would never ask for that.
Show for the cake, man.
Mixology.
Well, see, that's the misconception right there, because everyone thinks of chemistry or chemicals as something harmful or whatever. But for the kids, it was like, so there are a lot of food items that change colors, whether it's acidic or basic or what have you. So we had, color changing this. There's a drink made from butterfly pea flour that changes color if you add acid to it. So you had color changing lemonade, making ice cream using dry ice, having some liquid nitrogen and doing some stuff. So it's kind of like a chemistry magic show.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, we will do. A member of staff, she has a more formal setup where she has a science outreach thing every Saturday called Lab Rats at El Centro. And it's a school.
Who's that?
Margaret E.
Oh, that's the same one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that's something that's formalized, that they do actual experiments, so it's teaching, but through a very hands-on sort of.
That's not experience.
So, yeah.
It's definitely worth doing. And
You
I
can
guess
set it on
the
the
perfect
link.
mixture of.
And you see the
I don't want to say mixture of things, because when you say
Constellation,
theory,
that
people
thing is
automatically zone in. But the science benefit and the practical side, because science is very practical. So I think it makes sense. When at the astronomy conference last year, one of the things that was really cool is that they had presenters that were doing astrobiology and astrochemistry. And at first I might be like, what? How is that relatable? What does that have to do with us? But they pointed out things like, when people go into space, the bacteria in their body literally mutate. E. coli becomes more deadly in space. Another
Sorry, I missed that. You said bacteria becomes deadly in space.
more deadly. So things that would.
Then
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out. So it could be, there are many explanations for it. It Could be that not having gravity means that bacteria multiply faster, or they develop in a different structure.
But the mutations will increase with the
And then
exposure
cosmic
to
radiation and that too.
Cosmic radiation is a big problem, even for any colonization of Mars. That because Mars' core is frozen solid. Our core, rotating as it does, creates a magnetic field, a magnetosphere, which deflects a lot of that deadly stuff. And this is actually part of the new finding now, that a lot of these searches for exoplanets are resulting in the truth that really, if something isn't very Earth-like, chances are we can't live on it. Because there's so many fine points. You know, we are that rarest of rare occurrences, that life exists here. Because it's so easy for it to be damaged or destroyed by the radiation and just the hostile nature of outer space.
So I like that. So thanks, Mr. Denison, for making the introduction. We will definitely be in contact with this.
Right,
And if anyone asks for astronomy themed birthday party, you know where to go.
we haven't come across that yet, but they just don't
Well, I
know.
mean, people asking for chemistry themed birthday
I
party.
know, right? How much do you
But
like
many
astronomy
people are just not as aware,
Mm.
because as I said, I had no.
Because it's the first time I'm hearing about this, and I know there are plenty of events, places where the kind of stuff that you described, even the basic overviews, things that blow people's minds.
So what if you got a request for that? How would you manage that?
Astronomy themed birthday party?
Have it at nighttime.
Well,
No, but I mean, you need a team of people to organize it.
we've done events before.
And they would pay for it, the person's having it would pay the organization
Well,
for it.
it depends, because there's a lot of it is voluntary. If
But you're
it's-
going to want to raise funds now that you're a charity.
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying, it depends. We haven't, in the past, we have done this for, not to say for pay, we have done it for contribution, we have done it as a fundraiser.
Okay, so you ask for a contribution.
And so with the hotel just offered a contribution to us. And they said that they wanted to be a monthly thing or a weekly thing for them. So that's definitely.
I'd say the hotel system is a little different. They are, you know, they generate income. And what we'll be doing is helping them generate income. So in that regard, I would say, you know, lean a little heavier on them. Because they'll get a benefit. We know this. They just don't know this.
Yeah.
Right? But for what we did with the kids, we wouldn't charge for that. This is part of the outreach.
Exactly.
To raise awareness and to give people a soft entry into, you know, what it is all about.
Well, I can understand that, but because I'm into fundraising and I have to do so for things that I want to open up to other people. The thing is, you can have a support the Astronomy Association sort of thing where, yes, you say we will do this for a contribution, for businesses now, for a big donation or a big, I mean, you can have different levels of it, but you shouldn't rule it out. The other thing is that there are a lot of events where people would be interested and it would give you public exposure. I'm involved in a lot of expos, I myself organize, and you have a booth there, and people coming can find out about you, sign up membership, and you have a list of all the things that you offer, from your educational programs to maybe your party services, to, and that's something that PR I would like to talk with you about, because I just want to say this, I've been with organizations that are charitable and so on, and they find that some of their activities are not sustainable because they simply lack funds. So you have to be creative. You know, you can still have your voluntary thing for the children and so on, but you can have a component where you actually.
With AJ and the relative, the UA departments that have an interest, a vested interest.
You know what, the university, they put up a cell tower beside the telescope.
Recently, right?
Yes.
They're doing this a lot.
I mean,
everywhere.
you know,
Go down Hope Road, you
no,
see
but
there's two big ones going down Hope Road. No dressing, nothing, just raw. Literally, you know, right opposite the Prime Minister's yeah, two huge.
But these could become projects. If we pick something to restore, it could become a project that will rally people around, you know? And
you know, I'm going to tell you something. The Astronomical Association, back in the 80s, maybe 82 or 83, they made a proposal to raise ask them to support a telescope, $4,000
What
for the
currency we're
telescope.
talking?
Eh?
What currency we're talking?
The US must be.
What's that?
What
What
currency we're
currency?
talking? US?
Yeah.
No, Greece.
No, we were asking you, was
Okay.
the US dollars we were asking.
Oh yes, $4,000.
Okay.
And what we did, instead of waiting until we got the money, somebody was smart enough to go back to them and tell them, oh, we're going to need a CCD camera or something, and ask them for the extra money. They didn't get anything. So you can't do things like that. You must, when they promise you something, take that first, and then when you get that, now you ask again. Simple
The
business.
thing is, with asking for things, if we create enough energy and interest around our association, and you attract attention, and you are doing something that is energized, you can attract money to it. If we look as though we're kind of fledgling and we're, down and out, we're not going to. So it means raising the profile of the organization in a lot of ways, which is a PR thing and a membership thing. And then afterwards you can go asking.
On that note, Mr. Riggin was supposed to contact you about our, what do we call it, a non-profit status committee of the AHA? The committee that we're putting together to work out the legal side, the agreements to file for non-profit status. Did you, alright, thank you for coming. Did you, you spoke to Noah about it?
Huh?
Did you contact?
Unfortunately, the last meeting I was ill, and then I was working out of Kingston.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the first meeting that we've had.
Okay. It was mentioned at our exec meeting, which was 2 weeks ago. Because we're putting together, many of us don't have necessarily the experience, the skills, the know-how to craft, not just to craft the proposal, but also to shape our non-profit status, mandate, vision, and constitution, because we have to rewrite the constitution moving forward. So we're supposed to ask you, one, if you are interested in serving.
I would be interested, but one of the first things I recommend is that we get a legal frame, because the non-profit status has certain legalities that we have to understand.
Yeah.
I know the Georgian Society has gone that route. Because many charitable organizations had to be registered as limited liability companies. And a limited liability company is expensive because you have to have annual audits. But there have been some changes, and I